Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, this is Leela Manjari.
Hello,
Devi
Leela.
Dasi.
Hello, this is Linda in Tennessee. I received a package Monday, I believe.
Oh wow, good
Yes.
news.
Yes, and I sent out the money order also on Monday,
Okay.
and I included a little bit of money for Daniel in it also, and I used your address. Yes, it's coming in like a full size business envelope. I hope that's okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's fine, Mataji. Thank you so much, and I'm happy you have your Srimad Bhagavatam set.
Yes, I do. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, Mataji. We can thank the book distribution team in Chicago. They are doing a good job.
Are they? Yeah. Oh, good.
Did you have a nice holiday?
Oh, I did. Yes. Part of my family from Chicago came in to have dinner with us and to open up gifts and the children and such. Yeah, there's a lot of children. There's like 3 or 4 children. Well, the adults outnumbered the children, but we still had a good time. It was nice. Yeah. Of course, there was that meaty, that turkey and such that I had to, but there were like 3 vegetarians, with us. So the temptation, there was support for us, to not eat the meat stuff. So that was good. Yes. Yeah. It wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be. I was just like I redirected my senses, and I got over it very quickly. I was surprised.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hello,
this is Govardhan.
Govinda.
I just joined.
Hi.
Hare Krishna. How are you, everyone?
How are you, Mataji? How are you all?
Me? I'm okay. No, nothing spectacular. I'm just okay. How about yourself, Mataji? How are you, Mataji?
Good. We had a house full of guests from Chicago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was a winter week. There was people that had to sleep on the couch because there were so many people here.
Okay.
But that was okay. He's young. Yeah. He's young. He's able to handle it.
That's great. Now, did you get my message this morning about class?
No, I didn't. I saw it. I didn't open it up though.
Oh, okay. I was saying in the message that I'm not going to have class again until after I come back from Costa Rica. Okay. Yeah, because I'm leaving for Costa Rica. We're starting to get all these plans together right now. Okay.
Yeah.
So I let Bashir know, and I left a message for Carol Mataji and for you. Luke Prabhu is obviously he can't use the phone anymore at work, so he won't be able to join right now.
Yeah.
But so that's it. So when I get back, it's going to be the 9th, but I'll start the week after. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So
when are you leaving?
I'm leaving. Let's see, Tuesday.
Okay.
Yeah, Tuesday. So I just want to let you know, and I forgot what was I going to tell you. I think it's the 15th that I'll start the class again, January 15th. Okay. So I let Bashir know, and I let Carol Mataji know, And if Ruchi Mataji calls you or something, or anybody hears from Ruchi, then let her know that I'll be back on the 15th.
Okay.
Okay, is that okay?
Okay, that sounds good.
Thank you.
Yes. I got my Children Barberton in the mail today.
Oh, you got everything? Very nice. Did class
Thank
start
you.
yet? Mataji, who's on the call?
No. Hare Krishna, Prabala Madhuri Das, yes.
Hare Krishna Prabhala Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. How are you?
All glories to Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada. I'm good, Mataji. Thank you. How are you?
There, I'm fine. Thank you. Finally.
Who's today?
I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea. But tomorrow I'm supposed to do it, and I'm not going to be home at all. I'll be gone the entire day, so I cannot do it tomorrow. Somebody's going to have to. I did put that on the email,
Yes.
so I hope somebody can take it for me. I can't. I will be gone, all day tomorrow, and then I'm going to be leaving for Costa Rica next Tuesday. So we're getting ourselves prepared for that right now.
Oh, okay. Hare Krishna Mataji, Rushali this side.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept our humble obeisances. All glories to Guru Maharaj and Srila Prabhupada.
The name Maharaj is very familiar. I don't know why that's so familiar. Was he the guru, the presiding guru at the temple there in Chicago for a while?
Who?
Maharaj.
Which one? Which Maharaj?
The one that you just said.
Guru Maharaj refers to all gurus, okay?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It refers to all gurus, like whoever your Guru Maharaj is, okay? And mine and all the gurus in the cyclic succession.
Okay.
There you go. Okay, I'm going to put mine on mute. I'm here, though, okay? Because I might have to make some noise here. Okay, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Yeah.
I am here.
Rushali Mataji, should we get started? It's your turn to read, right?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, we are ready. Should we say the prayers?
Yeah.
Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayat Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naistiki.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Rushali Mataji.
Can I start?
Yes, please.
Okay. So we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam chapter
Canto 2 and Chapter 10. So I was asked to summarize the Chapter 10 till text 10. So basically, the Chapter 10, it gives the answers for few points in the Bhagavatam. Like first of them is the 16th elementary manifestations, like fire, water, air, sky, sound, etc. These are also known as sarga, and with material ego composed of material intelligence and mind.
Okay,
And
I'm sorry. Could you give me the where the Srimad Bhagavatam, the Canto 2? What did you say?
It's Canto 2, Chapter 10. I'm summarizing it today. Actually, we are going to read text 11 and 12. I'm going to read 12 and 11. But before that, I'm summarizing till now what we went through.
Okay.
Okay. And so in Chapter 2, Chapter 10, we also been through the Mahavishnu. We also read that Mahavishnu is the first Purusha incarnation of Lord Krishna, and also Mahavishnu in the form of Karnodakshay Vishnu. He resides in the Milky Ocean, and when he goes in the Yoga Nidra, that is mystic sleep, innumerable universes inhales and exhales through his transcendental body. And Vedic references also concludes that all the energies, external, internal, and marginal energies, all are all originated from the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. And basically, there are other forms of Mahavishnu, like one, as I said, Karnodakshay Vishnu. Other is Garbhodakshay Vishnu, who resides in the Garbhodak ocean. Garbhodakshay Vishnu enters in the universe, in all the universe, and he resides in Garbhodak ocean. And another third form of Mahavishnu is Paramatma and Shirodakshay Vishnu, also known as Shirodakshay Vishnu. He enters in all the living entities as a Paramatma. And the second point is the right direction of life. So we as a conditioned soul, if we want to live in a peaceful mind, we should obey the laws of the Lord and come under the protection of Supreme Lord. So this material world is maintained for some times, and again it is destructed. It is all by the Lord's will. And also, as the Lord Vishnu, Mahavishnu is the first creator, and he is the first Purusha incarnation is Mahavishnu, and the second Purush incarnation is Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and Garbhodakshay Vishnu creates the Brahma, and the third Purush avatar is the Shirodakshay Vishnu, which I already explained is the supreme super soul, which lives in the super soul in every living entity in this universe, and also maintains the creations created by the Brahma. And so it is a duty of the duty of the conditioned souls to become the devotee of the Lord, and so that we can live in this world peacefully and go back to Godhead. And if the conditioned souls do not do that, and if we are engaged in the sense gratification, we remain in the material world. and we have to face the miseries here and the vicious circle of birth and death. We have to go through all that, and it depends on our karmas, our pious deeds or bad karmas. We can go to higher and lower planets, and if we want to enter into the eternal planet of Lord, we need to break this vicious circle by going back to Godhead, so that there is no more rebirth. And this is what happens when conditioned souls enters into the material world. We forget the relationship what we have with the Lord. We forget that relationship, and we try to create our permanent home in this material world, which is again material world itself is a temporary, and we try to create our permanent home here. And because we are illusioned here with the external energy of Lord, which is also known as Maya, so because of that we think we are permanent here, but it is all temporary. So we should be trying to get out of this material manifestations, so that we can reside, we can again go back to Godhead, and we can break this vicious circle. And also basically any living being by doing the highest karmas can become the sun, God, and can become the Brahma, can become anything. But again, everything is temporary. Everything which is created gets destroyed. And third, we read about the winding up of cosmic manifestations. What happens? Most of the conditioned souls, when the cosmic manifestations actually winds up, what happens to the conditioned souls? It merges into the existence of the Mahavishnu, personality of Godhead. And during the course of cosmic manifestations, actually the conditioned souls are given chance to revive the original status with the help of scriptures and by reading and hearing transcendental literatures, which helps the conditioned souls to become liberate, even in the conditioned state of material existence. So what happens in this cosmic manifestation? During this cosmic manifestation, conditioned souls are actually given chance to go back to Godhead. So how it happens? If we meet any devotees and go through scriptures and read and hear through devotees and through literatures, we come to know about the Godhead. So this is the chance where we can revive our knowledge about the Lord and try to go back to Godhead. And ultimately, what happens if the soul is trying to satisfy and grow into sense gratification, stays here, and ultimately when during the destruction of this universe, every soul merges into the Mahavishnu and goes into sleep in the Mahavishnu for some particular period of time until again the universe gets created. And then again, Supreme Being is Supreme Personality of Godhead is actually the absolute truth, and absolute truth, and he is the source of everything, source of cosmic manifestations. He is the maintainer, and he is the maintainer and also the destructor, and he is also known as Swayam Bhunam and Para Brahma and Bhagwan. Krishna is also known as Swayam Bhunam, Para Brahma and Bhagwan. And Bhagavatam also concludes that, in fact, Bhagavad Gita also concludes that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So this word Krishna itself means that. So that is why we call the Supreme Personality of Godhead as Krishna, because it means all, having all the 6 opulences, that is all attractive, richest, powerful, renowned. So this is all about the Supreme Being, which is known as, so we call him as Krishna. Krishna word itself means that, who is all having 6 opulence. And then we read about the controller and the controlled. So in this we read Adhyatmic person, Adi Daivik, Adi Bhautik. Adhyatmic person is the living being, soul, and Adi Daivik is demigods, and Adi Bhautik is material energy. And we read it like everything, these 3 are dependent on each other. Like each and every individual in this material world is controlled by the higher demigods, and our senses are controlled by superior controlling deities. For example, we cannot see without the light, and the superior controlling deity of light is sun, and that is the sun god in the sun planet. So we are controlled by, our sense of eyes is controlled by the sun god. This is how all the senses, for all the senses, there are controlling deities. And also the only the thing which distinguishes the controller and control is material body, that is the Adi Bhautik Purusha. And this body is called as Anarasa embodiment, and this body depends on the food. Only the body is different. Like the sun body can have the gigantic body, and the human body can be smaller. So, but ultimately, each and everything is the part and parcel of Supreme Soul. Everything is dependent, or everything is independent on each other. At the same time, it is dependent on the independent being, which is known as Supreme Soul and Adi Yagya, that is Krishna. So there is only one being which is independent, and that is Krishna. So we as a conditioned soul, we should always take shelter of the Lord, because we are dependent. So we should be always trying to depend on him, because he is the only independent being. He is never depend on anything. Lord is always independent. And rest of 3, Adi Daivik, Adhyatmic and Adi Bhautik, everything is dependent on each other. For example, if to take care of our body, we need to eat. We are dependent on food and rest of the energies of the Lord. But Lord is independent. Lord means he may be taking food, he may be interacting with each and every being, but it is not because he needs it. It is just because it is out of love and mercy, and he is interacting with us. It is not that he needs to have anything of it. He is actually independent of everything. And so till now we read actually up to this. This was kind of summary of till now, till text 10. So I can start reading with from text 11. Tasau avatisva srastu sahasram parivasaran tena narayano nama yad apaha purushobhayah. Translation: that Supreme Person is not impersonal impersonal, and therefore is distinctly a Nara or person. Therefore, the transcendental water created from the supreme Nara is known as Nara, and because he lies down on that water is known as Narayana. So, in this, it is said that the water which is created by the supreme Nara is known as Nara because he resides in that water. Supreme personality of Godhead resides in this water, and the water created by Nara is called Nara, and because of this, Lord is also known as Narayana. This is the translation of text 11. And text 12, Dravayam karma ka kalash cha sarvabhavo jiva eva cha yad anugrahata santi na shanti yad apekshaya. Translation: one should definitely know that all material ingredients, activities, time and modes, and the living entities who are meant to enjoy them all exist by his mercy only, and soon as he does not care for them, everything becomes non-existent. Purport: the living entities are the enjoyer of the material ingredients, time, modes, and etc. Because they want to lord it over the material nature. The Lord is the supreme enjoyer, and the living entities are meant to assist the Lord in his enjoyment, and thus participate in the transcendental enjoyment of everyone. The enjoyer and the enjoyed both participate in enjoyment, but deluded by the illusionary energy, the living entities wants to become the enjoyer like the Lord, although they are not meant for such enjoyment. The Jiva, the living entities, are mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita as the Lord's superior nature or para prakriti, and so also it is mentioned in the Vishnu Purana. Therefore, the living entities are never the Purushas or the factual enjoyers. As such, the spirit of enjoyment by the living entity in the material world is false. In the spiritual world, the living entities are pure in nature, and therefore they are associated in the enjoyment of the Supreme Lord. In the material world, the spirit of enjoyment of the living entities by dint of their own action, karma, gradually fades by the laws of nature, and thus the illusionary energy dictates in the ear of the conditioned souls that they should become one with the Lord. And this is the last snare of the illusionary energy. When the last illusion is also cleared off by the mercy of the Lord, the living entity again becomes reinstated in his original position, and thus becomes actually liberated. For this attainment of liberation from the material clutches, the Lord creates the material world, maintains it for some time, 1,000 years of his measurement as stated in this previous verse, and then again annihilates in it by his will. The living entities are therefore completely dependent on the mercy of the Lord, and all their so-called enjoyments of scientific improvements are crushed into dust when the Lord desires. So, text 12 explains that all the material ingredients, activities, times, modes, all the living entities who are meant to enjoy them all exist by the mercy of the Lord only. So, in this text, it is given that what all the modes of energies are there, what all is exist on this material world, it exists with the Lord's will. And actually this material world and this cosmic manifestation, as we already read, is created. Actually, it is created also because Lord wanted us to give a chance so that we can know about him. We can hear and read scriptures and go back to him. This is a kind of chance given to us so that we can go back to him. But instead of this, if the conditioned souls try to satisfy themselves, engaging into sense gratification, they can never go back to Godhead, and they come into the illusionary energy of the Lord. And what happens? The soul first tries to engage into the self gratification, enjoyment, and which creates karmas. And when they fail, when they achieve no fruits from that, they gradually start thinking that they should become Lord now. That is the second phase of it comes. And that also when this happens due to the illusionary energy of the Lord. This happens because the conditioned soul is in Maya. So they think they can lord everything, they can own everything, and they should be trying to be the Lord. They should try to enjoy. So this happens due to the illusion, and this is the last clutch of this material thing. And that when that also gets removed with the mercy of the Lord, and when the soul tries to understand that he is actually dependent on the Lord and is not independent from the Lord, and the only independent being is the Lord, he also in that way he can come out of this material world by serving the Lord. And only by serving the Lord, the souls, conditioned souls, can actually enjoy with the Lord. And this is what happens in the eternal abode of Lord. Souls, they're all the living entities, they actually serve the Lord, and by doing that they enjoy. Serving the Lord is their enjoyment. But we, as being the conditioned souls, we have forgotten the relationship with the Lord, so we are suffering here. We try to enjoy and do self gratifications. We think that we'll be happy, but ultimately we end up with dissatisfaction. So this is already given in the scriptures, and this is something we all go through, and it is already also given in the scriptures. That is why it is written again in Bhagavatam that scriptures are here to revive us our original status, so that we can revive our relationship with the Lord and go back to Godhead. That's it, Mataji.
Thank you, Rushali Mataji, for summarizing and nicely explaining. Mataji, if anybody would like to add any comments or questions?
It is so true about the material enjoyment. Yeah. The temptation. The temptation.
I just had a question. Sorry. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, is somebody saying something?
Yes, Linda Mataji is speaking.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
okay. I didn't see. Okay, go on.
Yes, the temptation is so very great. It just beseeches us to to follow the Lord and His guidance to a degree, that just supersedes the temptations of material enjoyment. It's just like it. I mean, even as I sit here myself, I'm thinking, oh, I could be doing this, or I could be doing that, or I could be ingesting this, or I could be, eating that, or looking at this, instead of, concentrating on the wonderful pastimes of the Lord. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Thank you very much. Mataji, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Help me out again.
It's Rushali.
Rushali?
No, just Rushali.
Sorry about that. Rushali. Rushali Mataji,
Yes,
I want to thank you for a very beautiful class, very well explained. And like Linda Mataji was saying, it's interesting. I don't sit and say to myself, I mean, now I don't say it. I don't say I'd rather be doing something else, because I would rather be doing this. This really pleases me the most, but the material energy it's very strange. That material energy is very strong. I was sleeping the other night, and I was having a nightmare, and I woke up and I was crying. It was horrible. And the first thing that came to my mind was, this is not about Krishna. This is all about Maya. And if I'm not careful, I can allow this to overtake me. And I just stopped myself, and I said, this is Maya talking, and I have a choice here. I can choose to, because, it's funny, like when Krishna doesn't, when Maya doesn't get me in the material life, on an everyday basis, she'll even appear in your dreams. She can do some strange things. And if you follow that, it can take you away from Krishna. And I know, so she's so powerful and so subtle that I've had to step back and say, wait a minute here. This is what the material world is all about. And she can even come in my dreams and try to tempt me to do something or not to do, it's more like to go in the wrong direction, to follow her as opposed.
Just to fill your mind with all kinds of doubts and balloonings. So,
it was very upsetting. I couldn't get back to sleep. And so I said to myself, what does a devotee do in such a situation? The devotee starts to chant. And, so that I could be close to the Lord. And so I just sat there. It was the middle of the night, and I just started chanting my rounds. And, it dissipated. It took a few hours, but it all dissipated. And I just realized that Maya can play tricks on you in many different ways. So that's all I wanted to add about this illusory energy. It's very tricky. Even when I'd prefer to be doing something Krishna conscious, she pops up and tries to thwart my efforts. So I was not too pleased when that happened, but I have to be able to fight these. The only thing I can fight it with is to chant the holy name. Go to Krishna. Go to Krishna. So, and I'm not the only one who gets tempted. There's some other people that have been talking to me, and they've been saying, "Oh my God, this happened to me. I can't believe this happened. It's all Maya," and I'm going straight to Krishna, because if we don't, support each other, we can be bamboozled by Maya. She's tricky.
Yeah.
She comes in very subtle ways, she comes obviously in many gross ways, but also in some subtler ways, especially when you're trying to be more Krishna conscious and to do the right thing and, to live a pious life and a chaste life. She can fill your head with craziness. You have to be very careful. And maybe Maya and sometimes demons can enter. I don't think that demons I don't know. Maybe I should ask that question to the Matajis. If Krishna is protecting us, can we be, can demons come near us if Krishna is present? If Krishna is protecting a devotee. My thought is no, but I'm just asking.
Well, the Lord doesn't let in anything that he doesn't want us to learn a lesson at, I mean, we all have to learn lessons, and some lessons may be harder than the others, but it's only to bring, like they said in the Bible, it's only to bring you closer to God. Some of the lessons that he has us, learn. I can't think of anything right off the hand, but definitely, the Lord.
No, I know that, but in terms of demons, I'm just asking everyone, can demons appear in your dreams? If you are a devotee, I wouldn't think that's the case, but I'm just asking the question.
I don't know.
Leela Manjari Mataji, or any of the other Matajis that can answer
yes,
that
Mataji,
question.
we are here. We are waiting for Rushali Mataji to say something.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Mataji, actually, regarding dreams, and I have very bad experience because I used to get afraid in dreams. I have experienced such things. So I have experienced this also subconsciously whenever I get afraid in dreams. So I subconsciously I start taking Krishna's name or start chanting in dream. And as soon as I start chanting, I always get out of it. I'm out of that bad things, whatever happens. So this is something I have experienced always, and also this thing got reduced when I put that Kavacha, nursing Kavacha. Somebody actually suggested me, so I started putting that Kavacha because of this reason only.
What is that, Mataji, that you started putting? I didn't understand that word.
That Narsimha Kavacha, Mataji, that we get in temple, Narsimha Kavach.
Okay, maybe someone can explain that to me later, because maybe I know what it is, but right now it's not making sense to me. Are you talking about the water?
It's a locket.
No, that, yes.
Oh,
yes,
okay. Is that a suggestion that one would make for a devotee to have? Because, I think an equivalent thing in Catholicism is called a scapular. When you go to sleep, my grandmother used to tell me to wear a scapular, and if I would wear it all the time, I would always be protected from the Satan or demons, etc.
Yeah. What I have heard about it, Mataji, spirits are always there, and it happens to the people, those who stays in temple also. So, but they cannot do anything, and especially if you chant God's name, you are out of it. Nothing happens.
Oh, I mean, like I said, I was fine after that. I was up in the middle of the night and I couldn't sleep, and I thought the only thing to do here is to chant, because it wouldn't, it was really bad. I mean, it had me shaking and crying. It was real bad, and it was almost like someone wanted me to go away from Krishna. It was horrible. And I was so upset. So I started to chant, and since that happened, that everything went away.
Yeah.
But does this happen to, this can happen to all of us, yes?
Yes, Mataji, it happens.
Mm-hmm. So maybe Leela Mandri or someone, when I come to the temple, you could guide me to this particular locket that I should wear when I sleep. I mean, I'm wearing my bead. You know, of course, I never take off my my Tosi bead ever. So I don't think I'm at risk. But you know, the mind is not the greatest thing. You know, the mind can trick us.
Yes, Mataji, sure.
Thank you, Mataji. I was just, so it's something like that. It's a protective device, yes?
Yes, Mataji. They are special prayers to Lord Narasimhadev. They are written, I think, on a small metal. They are inscribed on a small metal.
Okay.
They're all just prayers to Lord Narasimhadev, which are written on a small metal and then put into a locket, and we wear that locket.
Oh, very nice. Okay. Okay. Well, at least I know, what to do.
Can you tell me?
Govardhan Leela Mataji, do you have Prabhupada Japa playing in your house?
Prabhupada's what?
Japa?
Oh, yeah, that's important.
Oh, you mean that when he chants the Mahamantra?
Yeah, the recorder that chants his mantra.
Oh, no, I don't have, no. Yeah,
I
sometimes
that would be a good thing to also have, Mataji. Yeah,
Okay.
please have that. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to get that.
Yeah, in our house, we used to have some problem, like when we just came to our house, the condo that we currently live in, like we used to hear noises of all different kinds of people jumping on us, and every time we would go, and then they would say that, no, it's only the winter and the pipes are making noise, but how can the pipes jump on our head? So,
right.
And then they were like vessels as if all the vessels falling on us. We used to hear really big noises. So then we went and talked to the people who live above us, and they said that, no, we hear noises from below. I said, see, it's not possible that we can hit the roof of our condo with vessels. So it makes no sense if they're hearing the things from below. So then for some time, then my husband kept saying, probably there's some spirit or something in the house, something, and he really scared me. So then somebody suggested, and also in Leelamrita, we have heard in several places where Prabhupada actually says that there's a haunted house or a ghost living in a house that got relieved when there was Srimad Bhagavatam being recited and when Mahamantra is being recited. So then somehow, I don't know how it occurred, and we brought the Prabhupada Japa and we played every day. Like it plays in our house 24/7. Every day, every single day. So we even at night, we just leave it playing and then we go to bed. So since then, all the noises have gone. Everything is gone. It's been so much more peaceful, actually. Yeah, and like our neighbors, they had also said that they heard noises like this earlier, and they said probably that could be the reason why the previous person left this house and went. But it's very, very I don't know what I should say, like a miracle that everything is gone, and everybody who comes to our house, they specifically say there's so much positive energy. We feel so peaceful when we come to our house. So like the japa playing all day, all night is very, very powerful. And also one time Maharaj, he was sitting in the temple room and he was giving a class, and he said that wherever there is Harinam going or anything that's spiritual being chanted, the spirits cannot, or the ghosts cannot live there. They cannot bear the sound of anything that's transcendental. So they cannot exist there. They live in places where it's in the mode of ignorance. That means it's very dirty, everything. So that's what he shared in one of those classes. So we know that wherever there are Sanskrit hymns and names of God being chanted, there is no way that there will be any ghosts or anything like that. Like subtle beings, they cannot live in such places. So we can be well rested.
But Mataji, I don't think that these were spirits. I was dreaming.
No, I'm just sharing. Not that you have.
Sure.
But I'm just sharing what happened with us and what.
Oh, yeah.
Had. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's wonderful. No, excellent advice, Mataji, and I will definitely, because I have my tablet near me, and I can always put the Maha Mantra on, Prabhupada chanting the Maha Mantra. If that happens again, I will do that.
And it's very nice, Mataji. Even if it doesn't happen, I really like, because when we keep playing it all the time, it gives us more remembrance of Krishna. Every time I walk through my living room where our deities are, we have this chanting box that keeps playing. It helps me remember more, and it makes me feel like this is the house of Krishna where I'm living. So it's a very positive impact that it has on the whole house. So like no matter whatever our situation is, it's always nice to hear the Maha Mantra, whether good, whether bad, whatever it is.
Sure.
So it's something good to include for all of us. So
thank you.
Thank you. And Rushali Mataji, thank you for the very nice explanation in class.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Ruchi Mataji, you were waiting for your turn very patiently. Please speak. Ruchi Mataji, are you still there? Okay, I think she's not there. Linda Mataji, actually, I wanted to comment on what you said. I really liked what you said, that, and I think it also connects with Govardhan Leela Mataji's comment. And you said that, like, even while we are doing something very spiritual, like reading Srimad Bhagavatam, you gave as an example, or chanting the holy name. And you said that, how easily can we get distracted, because the mind is always talking and telling us, you could be doing this, you could be doing that, you could be doing so many things. So it's so true. And the way it connects to what Govardhan Leela Mataji said is, previously it's written in scriptures that in the previous ages, Satyuga, Dwapara, and Treta Yuga, the demons and devotees were separate. There was a class of demons and there was a class of devotees. But in Kali Yuga, both the demons and the devotees live in the same person.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I didn't know that.
Kali Yuga. Yeah.
So I mean, there is another way of understanding what they mean to say is that there is this spiritual aspect of us which wants Krishna, but at the same time the mind is very stubborn and it does not want to do anything with Krishna. So in that way, our mind is like it doesn't allow us to go near Krishna. It keeps distracting us by telling, okay, you can do this, you can do that, you can do this. Or sometimes it can be like very aggressive, like how Govardhan Leela Mataji was sharing about her dream. So, it's the mind carries nothing but a lot of past impressions. But we identify with it so much that we actually feel like the mind is us, and we cannot make the distinction between the mind and the real needs of the soul and the soul.
Yeah. Right.
So it's very hard. At least I can see for myself. I think my mind and false ego are very, very strong. But I feel inspired by hearing from devotees like all of you, like how I really felt inspired by all the examples that all of you gave by citing about the power of the holy name. When the holy name is present, because of the power of the holy name, the mind is subdued.
Yeah.
So that's what I really liked.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for inspiring me by sharing all these examples from your personal life.
Thank you, Govardhan. Thank you, Leela Manjari Mataji, also for your comments. It helps me because that was the only thing I knew to do was to chant the holy name because it was so frightening. Yeah. And it went away.
I know. I've had dreams like that too, and I just get up and I grab my Bible and I say, oh, God, deliver me from this, whatever this is, like terror, just like terrifying dreams.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even, my mind won't even let me go there to even think about what it was. I just know I wake up and like, it's like scream.
No, thank you very much, Linda Mataji, for sharing that with me. So.
Yeah.
Well, yes, Linda Mataji, can you tell me what your question was?
Oh, I was talking about how the mind just wanders from here and fro, and it purposely takes us from the one object that we need to concentrate on. It's crazy. I mean, you would think you would think we would want to be concentrated in our life and not to be all over the place, but Maya just takes hold of us and takes us from here to there, and everywhere, and it's downright exhausting. It is.
I'm sorry, I meant Govardhan Leela Mataji, but it's nice to hear your comments too. So I didn't understand what Govardhan Leela Mataji was trying to say. I should have said too.
I don't know, Mataji, Ruchi Mataji, if I actually had a question there, but we were talking about the, Maya. We have these choices to choose the spiritual world or to choose Maya, and if we keep continuing to choose Maya, we're going to remain here for indefinitely. Yeah. And so, I was just pointing out that Maya can even come into your dreams and play tricks.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very subtle. That's all I was saying.
Yeah, it's very subtle, and so I also feel like I had a lot of like these experiences, and so I tried to deal with it, trying to understand that it's the subconscious mind, and it's also the purificatory process of being going towards the other side, because we have been so conditioned for so long, living in the conditioned world. So when we take our mind away from the conditioned world and try to go towards the spiritual, there is a lot of purificatory process that goes on. At least for me, it did happen. So not to be too intimidated by it and keep going on, like every progress. It's very difficult to go above the normal, so one has to try harder and harder. So yeah, that's it.
Would you like to add? Mm.
Yeah, that's another thing. Being intimidated by things. It's just like, oh, where is your discipline?
Yeah, I had a question, but I think like it's already late, so 6 p.m. So maybe I'll ask it another time or something.
Aditi, maybe you can tell us a question and we can discuss it some other time.
Yeah, okay, well, I was just thinking when we were talking about interdependence was like if we have been sent because we were sinful into the material world, why did we have to be interdependent on other people and why not just dependent on Krishna so that we learn that we are from we should focus on him and why should we be interdependent on other people? Is it not like to learn the lesson of like how everything is interdependent, or do you think is it too like just is it just my personal question?
Rushali Mataji, would you like to say something? There is a lot of noise in the background. If everybody can mute their phones just for a minute.
Mataji, I understand it like most of the time I have listened in the lectures. Its example is given it like there is a president and the ministers under them. So president distributes the work, and we associate with all the same way we associate, or we can say we are dependent on the demigods. Like the same way Krishna is the president or the supreme being, and he has distributed his work to demigods, like different work of like distributing money and knowledge, like Lakshmi Mata is there, goddess is there. This is what I understand from this. So we are dependent on them, and actually ultimately dependent on Krishna. Everything is dependent on Krishna.
Mataji, are you there? Are you satisfied?
Sorry, I keep getting distracted. I'm with my water, but yeah, yes, I heard it. So like, thanks for the answer. But yeah, that is what I was thinking about. Like, just like why were we sent being interdependent? Like we read that we are it is a very important principle. Of course, all that interdependence is ultimately ruled by Krishna, and he is independent. Definitely, that is true. And but why were we sent to this material world with so much of interdependence? Everything, every aspect, including the sun, stars, the elements, even the material world, everything is independent, and so is even the spiritual world. Like without the guru needs not the disciples. They doesn't need it, but he like we need the guru. We need the temple. We need the books. We need everything, and so everything needs everything else. Somebody needs to write the books, others need to distribute it, and so it's like why were we sent in this interdependent world? If we were going to be ultimately dependent on Krishna, then we would I'm just thinking out loud, then we would have been sent into a world if we did not have to learn interdependence to be like just serving Krishna, and then he would have just taken care of us. and we would have just worshipped him. That was just my I was just reflecting and pondering about it, about the verse I read like just now after the class, that that I somehow think that we were also learned to like learn interdependence, how like if we are not part of the society or the part of whatever society we think it is, not just the religious society, but if we do not care for the lowest person, then there is no point in being very spiritual. I mean, that's just my thing that I have like felt from my personal thing, that I mean, it has nothing to do with Bhagavad. I'm not with any controversy with that, but I just feel like how in the Bible it is written that to what you do to the least of them, Christ saves you, do to me, which means to show that if we do not care or cater to the weakest section of the society which we think we can affect, then there is really no point. Because even in Srimad Bhagavatam, I've heard many like instances, I've not heard much, but like how Ranti Dev gave even his flesh to save the birds, and that was another incident. He said that as long as I have to take like 1 million birds, who was it, Rishabh Dev or somebody, that I will go to hell again and again until all the people are liberated from hell. And also there was a case where they said that I would go into hell for all of them until they are liberated. So that is like interdependence. If the person doesn't feel the pain of the other person, that is a real Vaishnav who can feel the pain of the other person, and then try to take him out and give him the message of Krishna. Then only like if one is not interdependent on other people, then I think that is why we were sent to this material world with so much of interdependence, where nothing can happen without other people really. So if anybody wants to add to it, like what is the ultimate way, or both ways are correct, or just one way is correct, if maybe people can add to it, please.
Rushali Mataji? Who was speaking? I'm sorry.
This is Manasi Ganga.
Oh, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. I was just going to speak about the interdependence, that it's not, I don't think that we are sent here to understand interdependence, because interdependence occurs in the spiritual world. I'm just thinking about the past times, how, there's all the gopis, and there's Tulsi Devi, and everybody is interdependent and working towards the satisfaction, performing all these pastimes and trying to serve Krishna. So there's interdependence in the spiritual world too. It's not just one gopi and she's just working towards Krishna's satisfaction, and then far off is another gopi working towards the satisfaction of Krishna. No, they're all working together in groups and communicating, and with the goal of serving Krishna. So I think that this interdependence works alongside this independence. I think this independence of Krishna is that he doesn't need anything from any of us, but he does it out of love, and he does it for the reciprocation. And so I don't know that, I'm just answering to a small part of what you were asking, but that, even in the spiritual world, there's interdependence, amongst the gopis trying to serve Krishna, this whole concept of one another working towards Krishna's satisfaction. And so, I just wanted to interject there, Mataji.
Thank you, Manasi Ganga Mataji. This is Govardhan Leela. I'm not sure if I'm on the right track or not either, but let me put it this way. I thought I've understood. We came to this world because we wanted to enjoy separate from Krishna. So when we come to this world, if there's interdependence, the goal is that it would be the way it is in the spiritual world. But we are not in the spiritual world here. And so many, and we're all flawed. Okay? And so we don't, there's interdependence, but it's on the material, sometimes on the material platform. It doesn't get executed in a pure way. And sometimes people are hurt and offended because we're all flawed. And the goal is, of course, to help the least of your brothers. But we don't always do that for whatever reason. Because we're in the material world. This is Kali Yuga, and we're in a very degraded age. And but there are some people who are very spiritual, and it's not about religion, as we know. They can be of any religion or of none, who do take care of the least of their brothers, and they're almost detached from this world completely. Some of the ones that are on that platform. But they're far and few between in this Kali Yuga. The ones who can who can show what it is to treat everyone with the utmost love and respect, even the most seemingly unworthy person who could be very, very worthy. So I just wanted to add that. I think that when we execute it in the spiritual world, we're not going to have the levels of problems we have with the interdependence, because we have one goal, and that's to serve Krishna. And so with that goal in mind, and when we get there, that's a very advanced state. You become purified, and so you can execute it in a pure way. Now that's all I thought of. I don't know. You can correct me on that if I'm wrong.
Yes,
So,
yes, thank you, Mataji, for the very nice answer. But yes, somebody told me about it once, and I have this question, and I also think that is also right. He said that love of God and love for people are not mutually exclusive, because if a person loves God, he also loves other people, and vice versa. And if he loves other people, he also loves God, because like I always say, there is the Paramatma in everyone's heart. So that is why people who even love animals and who can see God in everybody would actually, that there is a spark of God in all living beings, will actually have love of God, and they are like both correlated. So I think that is also true.
Okay, Mataji. So we had a very, very nice discussion with all of you. So, Rushali Mataji, is it okay we conclude here?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad
Thank you,
Bhagavatam ki
Rushali
jai.
Mataji. Thank you, Rushali Mataji, for a beautiful class. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.